What's up, everybody? Boy, it's a hot one today. So this morning it was raining. It's knocked me out of work. I was striping a basketball court. You can't do that in the rain. And I wanted to go fishing, but my truck was in the shop. Finally got it back, and now it's too late. But I got a tournament tomorrow, so I'm geared up for that. And I thought I'd shoot a quick video on the lures and the gear that I use. I get a lot of people, a lot of young people, a lot of new people ask me, what type of rods, reels, and lures do you use? Alright, so let's start here. I like the Shimano 3000 XG. I can get it unhooked here. And right now I'm working with 7 different rods. And this rod is the TP1 69 MLFS, which basically is a 6'9" medium light action fast. So I've got 7 of these rods. I've actually got 10, but I'm only working with 7 reels right now. So today I've got 7 with me, and that's what I'm going to be taking to the tournament. Now, my #1 all-time favorite lure to throw is the chatterbait. And in the last year or so, I've switched over to throwing nothing but the OG Z-Man chatterbait. Sometimes I use a big blade. That's what this one is. Sometimes I use the standard blade. I make my own skirts. This one's a combination of chartreuse and black, and I've paired it with a Christie crawl trailer made by Yum. This one's in the color of watermelon with red flake, and I've had a lot of success with this lure. So I'm going to throw this lure off and on all day. Now, I may change colors, but it's always going to be the chatterbait by Z-Man with my skirts and the Yum trailers. So again, that's my go-to, and I keep that on my right-hand side here. Now, my second choice are crankbaits, and I use 3 different crankbaits. I've got a shallow water set up here, and this is made by Bomber, and it runs about 1 to 2 foot deep. And I take the back hook off of all my crankbaits. And the reason that I do that is because they swim a little more erratically and they don't catch as much trash. And if you know crankbaits, you know that they tend to flip up on the line during a cast, especially if it's windy, and you end up with that. So by taking the back hook off, you eliminate 50% of the trouble, and that's what those treble hooks are, and I call them trouble hooks. So I've used a couple of different colors. This one is the sexy shad color, and it's usually the one I start with, but I may switch off to some of the other colors if I'm not getting bites. So again, the crankbait is my #2, and depending on how deep the water I'm fishing is, I'll either start with that one, or if I want to go a little bit deeper, like if it's hot, they're not going to be in 1 to 2 foot of water, so then I'm going to pull out my 3 to 5 foot crankbait. All right. Now, this one is made by 6 Cents, and when I go deeper than 2 feet, I usually throw a darker lure. And I'm in murky water around here all the time, so dark is best in murky water on cloudy days and when you go deep. And again, I've taken the back hook off. And this one runs 3 to 5 feet, give or take. Now, if I want to get real deep, I use a deeper diving crankbait. This particular one is also a chartreuse variation, and that'll go around 8 to 10 feet depending on how fast you retrieve it. And once again, I take the back hook off. So those are the 3 crankbaits that I keep tied on at all times depending on how deep the water is where I am at that particular time. Okay, so moving on, I don't throw a lot of jigs, but this is one I just put together the other day. I've yet to try it, and I've got high hopes for it. So I found this online on Amazon, and it sets at a 45. It's got a flat bottom, and it looks like it would be relatively easy with that upward turn to it to pull it over logs, stumps, rocks, and things like that that are submerged under the water. And I've taken this little robo worm here, and I've cut about 2/3 of it off because I wanted a smaller profile, and it's got that nice finesse wiggly tail with a chartreuse tip. So we'll see how that works tomorrow. Not tried that yet. Now, I also have a Senko. Gotta have a Senko. So I like skipping these under docks. This one is a very thick Senko. It's the biggest one you can get. I'm going to try white tomorrow because again I'm in murky water and I'm going to need some visibility. Bass can't see that well in murky water, so this particular white worm's got like a little glow to it, and that might do the trick. And last but not least, let's talk topwater. So I've got a lot of different topwater baits, but right now I'm all about this little pink mouse, if I can get it undone. It's a weedless mouse. You can see the hooks are on top, so when the fish hits the bait, this compresses, exposes the hooks, boom, hopefully you get the hook up. And I use a walk the dog technique with this one. It's got that upturned head and it makes it really easy to pivot on the belly here. So I've caught a lot of fish with it. It's hard to hook them up in the lily pads. A lot of times you get blow-ups but not hookups. But again, when we're talking ratio, this one's got a very good hookup ratio as opposed to some of the other weedless frogs I've used in the past. So whenever I get near the lily pads, this is the one I'm going to throw. And I keep that handy because I like to cruise the banks. As soon as I come up on the lily pads, I just reach back and switch poles. So there you have it. That's my lineup. 7 rods, multiple lures. I'll switch colors all the time depending on whether it's cloudy, sunny, what the water temp is, whether it's windy or not. There's a lot of factors to consider. So tomorrow we got a tournament in Snow Hill, Maryland on the Pocomoke River. I'm with the Bass Fishing Club River Runners. We're a kayak group. A lot of top sticks. I think 6 of the guys are nationally ranked with Bassmasters, and it makes it really hard to stand out in a crowd when you're fishing with guys with that kind of talent and experience. But I'm going to do my best. Last year I finished second on the second day, but it was a 2-day tournament. My first day numbers weren't so good, so overall I ended up with 10th place. Had it been a 1-day tournament, I'd have pulled off a 2nd place finish, which is phenomenal with that group of guys. So there you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm going to get in the kayak tomorrow morning. I'll shoot some more video, shoot some pics, put it all together, throw it on YouTube. You guys can let me know what you think. Have a good one, everybody. We'll talk to you later.